This coming Sunday, October the 11th, is observed by the LGBT community as Coming Out Day. So I might as well start by getting it out of the way and saying that I'm gay, just to remind some of you or to inform those of you who don't know already. It's great that we've reached a stage now, both in my life and in society, where I can say that publicly, just as a matter of fact, and it's no big deal. But let's spare a thought for those for whom it still is a big deal. In some parts of the world, it can be a very serious thing. People can be imprisoned or lose their lives for being gay or lesbian or bisexual or trans. And here in this country too, in the UK, there are people, young people who are intimidated, young people who are rejected by their families or condemned by their churches because they don't fit in with the norm, the so-called norm of gender and sexuality. There's still a great need for creating a world in which people do what seems so obvious to many of us, just accept other people as they are. And so long as they're not doing any harm to anybody else, just let them live their life as who they are. And one important contribution that LGBT people can make to this is to come out. For some people, it's very difficult. For many people, it's very scary. And for some people, it's virtually impossible. But the more people do it, the easier it will be for others. This coming out business is not just a matter of LGBT. We all, whoever we are, have something that we want to hide from other people because we're afraid of what they may think about us. It may be a small thing, it may be a big thing. It may be a serious stigma or a guilty secret. It may be something that's only in our imagination, and other people would think no less of us if they knew about it. I'm sure sometimes, like me, you've felt the temptation not to invite a visitor into your house because you don't want them to see the dust and the clutter and the unwashed dishes. There are many people for whom daily work is a constant struggle to hide their incompetence. And sometimes that incompetence is real, and if people knew about it, they might offer some help and support. Sometimes the incompetence is imaginary, because we all tend to think that other people are more clever and more efficient than we are. For some people, it's being involved in a conversation where you feel very ignorant and foolish. And if only you had the courage to just ask one simple, innocent question, other people would probably breathe a sigh of relief because they were longing to ask that question themselves and didn't have the courage to do it. Sometimes it's something more deeply personal, like telling somebody your real feelings about them. In all kinds of ways, we are constantly hiding from each other because we're afraid of each other. And the irony of it is that we don't realise that other people are afraid of us. It's fear that's the real enemy. And in the New Testament we have the words of the Epistle of John, which says, "There is no fear in love, because perfect love casts out fear." And the fear John was talking about was the love that John was talking about was the love of God, the perfect love of God. God loves unconditionally and without limit. God knows all about us, the worst as well as the best, and he still loves us. And if we can really take that in, let it sink into us, then what does it matter really what other people think about us? To quote another New Testament writer, the Apostle Paul, "If God is for us, who is against us?" So whoever we are, this weekend, let's think about taking one small step towards coming out.